Hi Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling today?
I'm a bit nervous about being here.
Yeah? Alright, that's okay. That's a normal feeling to have, especially when you're sitting here with me for the first time, so acknowledge that. And before we start, you know that I've sent you the consent form on your email and you have signed it and sent back to me. But I just need to reinforce here that everything that we talk here in this room, it's confidential. It's going to be between me and you, unless there is a risk for you, myself, or anyone else involved. Then I need to report it. And also if there is anything that concerns me and I've got legal obligations to report it, I have to, but I will discuss that with you first, okay?
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Good. Also, there is something else I want to mention is like if there is anything about your cultural background or anything that you think it's important for me to do, you can tell me. Or if I say something that you feel it's inappropriate or anything, you can just interrupt me and tell me as well. Okay?
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, all right. So have you done any counseling sessions before? Is it your first time?
Yeah, no, first time.
First time.
Mhm.
Okay, so what we're going to do here today, you're just going to tell me a bit of how you've been, like what's going on in your life, what brings you here, and I'm just going to get to understand a little bit of where you are at and how you're feeling, and I might make you a few questions. Again, if there is anything that doesn't make you that makes you feel not comfortable, please let me know. And yeah, we go from there. All right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that like you're feeling okay. So tell me more, like what brings you in here today?
So I thought I needed to come in. Was suggested by the school.
Yeah.
Come in and see the EAP person for some counselling. So I've been feeling really run down and burnt out. The last 2 years at the school has been really tough. So it's a lot to do with funding and levels of funding and not having enough. So I'm a learning support coordinator, and so I have quite a big team underneath me, and there's been lots of issues going on at the school. Our principal just left, and we didn't know, they didn't tell us what was happening with her. We had another principal come and an acting principal come and stand in, and she put in a lot of changes, and at the same time we didn't have the funding to cover the number of kids that we had that were on learning support at the school. We had a couple of very high maintenance kids in terms of their behaviours, extreme behaviours. So we've had a lot of teachers quite upset.
Yeah.
And they tend to be upset with learning support because they think that we should manage these kids' behaviours. But I don't have a lot of staff and like funding to support these kids enough in the school. So yeah, it's been pretty tough.
Pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, tell me more about it.
So so one of the problems, like I think it's a multitude of a combination of a lot of things. So it's the teachers not being able to manage the kids, it's the principal not leading the school. And I've got this acting principal in that's come in and making a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I feel that like learning support has been they've sort of been like piggy in the middle. We've been, we're trying to keep parents happy, kids educated, teachers happy. We're used as a bit of a scapegoat. And because of the numbers of kids that I've had on learning support, you know, I think I feel guilty about them not accessing enough intervention or support in the classroom, teachers not putting strategies in place and adjusting for them. The students want to come down to learning support and get some help, and then the teachers don't want them out of the classroom, and they try to say that we enable them and let them come down, but these are kids that have anxiety, so you know, and I feel responsible for the whole team, so I get pretty, I guess, overwhelmed by the whole thing.
Whole situation,
Trying to do the whole job.
Yeah, that's what I want to. So it sounds like there is a lot going on in the school, and a lot that is your responsibility at the same time, and a lot of things that you feel responsible for, but it's out of your hands somehow, as the foundings and everything. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did approach the CSO, the system that runs the school, and did speak to them, because someone had put some complaints in about, you know, what wasn't being done right, and so they came in and had a meeting. I actually brought the union person in, and I talked to them about it first, and they said that they agreed with me that a lot of this is all to do with the CSO not supporting me in terms of funding and that sort of thing. So a lot of my job has, like at most other schools, I'm the only school in the diocese that has K-12.
Okay.
I have to look after 2 schools, and I sort of
Wow.
said to them, most learning support coordinators only have to do a secondary or a primary, because I'm crossing over both, and they're run completely differently.
Yeah.
So I was always trying to switch constantly, and that became quite a. I got a lot of pressure from primary to, and I understand they're trying to, you know, look after their part of the school. So I understand where a lot of these issues are coming from, but when you don't have the funds to support you, it makes it really, so I feel that it's created quite a bit of pressure. On myself and my staff. Like, I feel bad for the other teachers, because I've loaded them up with more work because I can't do some of the work. So they've probably been doing a lot more work as well.
I see that there is a lot going on. So for your work as well, sorry, I lost track a little bit. So I understand, I just want to acknowledge here that you're doing a lot. So it is like, for the sounds of it, you know, you've got a lot of responsibility, and you care for your staff as well. So you want to make sure that everyone's happy and attend all needs. But of course, someone under that sort of pressure and situation would feel overwhelmed. So you're not like, you've got the right to feel the way you're feeling, you know. So just it's important for you to know that anyone in there should feel a bit like that, because it's a lot. It's a lot to take on. Are you able to tell me more about but how do you feel like on your everyday life when you are not at work? How do you feel?
Well, when I'm at home, I feel like I've got to keep working on. So I'm taking up some of my family time, doing work for school, because I just don't have enough time to do it at work. I think that.
So you take some work from home with you.
Yeah.
And not being able to disconnect.
Yeah. And also have quite a long day, so I live about 50 minutes away, so I've got to travel 50 minutes to work and back every day. So it's a long day at work, not enough time to
do anything else.
To finish, jobs that I'd like to get finished. So I think, you know, there's also things going on with the new acting principal, so they've come in and wanted to make changes, but I don't feel like they're really supporting me. They're sort of micromanaging, which I guess makes me feel like I'm not really doing my job well enough, I guess. Yeah. So.
But how do you feel if we put on a scale, like let's say 1 to 10? How well do you think you do your job?
At the moment, probably a 6.
Yeah.
But that's probably because I don't have the resources accessible to do it as well as I could, which is probably an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
So if I had those resources, I could do that.
So that's a good thing then, because what you're saying is like what is under your control. Like if we measure a scale from what is under your control, which is like going there, giving your best, so you give yourself a high score. But what don't depend, like doesn't depend on you, like the foundings and everything, and then you're not. Yeah. So you give yourself a 6, like not yourself, but the job you're doing is 6. So yeah, I think we. How do you feel about that? Like if you separate those two scales?
So because I feel like I'm stuck in this situation, for the first time in my life, I've started to feel a bit anxious about going to work.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's not fun at the moment. It's going to be a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. So, I asked for my doctor to write, for a few days off, but the school wouldn't even let you write it down as stress leave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they don't acknowledge that you're stressed. They just
you wanted the pressure that you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's and there's other issues too, with staff being enabled to do things that they're actually not supposed to be doing. It's not part of their job description, that sort of thing. So
what do you think? What do you think would be something that would be beneficial for you right now? Something that you, even like a little goal that you could set that would help you take the pressure off yourself? If there is anything that you can identify.
Yeah, maybe taking a few, maybe some leave without pay to give myself a bit of a chance to, recover.
Yeah.
Emotionally and, some rest.
Disconnect from work a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that would be a good option to look at.
Yeah. And what the ideal work environment would be for you right now? Like if you consider like the one you're working at the moment, it's very stressful and overwhelming and everything. So like what would be ideal for you right now?
Well, I feel that so I originally asked the CSO if they could pay me more because I was doing a job that was like executive level in terms of managing the number of staff and that sort of kids. So either paying me more or giving me more funding or splitting my job role would be into putting a primary LSC on and having me a secondary.
Okay, all right. And so when you were not at work, what are the activities? Like I know you said you don't have much time for yourself because you're always working, but is there like even little things that you do that you feel that help you to disconnect a little bit? Even if it's just like a 5 minutes having a cup of coffee or, chatting to a friend or someone from your family or meditate, whatever like makes. Is there anything that makes you feel a bit like disconnected a bit from work?
Yeah, I do like to spend time with my horses.
The horses.
Yeah.
Tell me more about it.
I find that, with the horses that you can hug them and pat them and talk to them, and that, because they're horses, they don't talk back. They can be quite a good sounding board.
Yeah.
So they also, they tend to know when you're upset or angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
So when you go near them and you're angry, they don't want to be near you. So when you're calm, so I guess they help make you calmer.
Make you calmer.
Yeah, because you have to be around them.
Okay. I get it. It's when you start to talk about the horses, I could see a sparkle in your eyes, which was really nice. And how often do you spend time with your horses? Like, do you get, or do you don't get much time, as much as you'd like?
Yeah, don't get as much time as I'd like.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'd like to work towards. So maybe those few days off a week would help. It would give me a bit more time.
Time with the horses would be beneficial. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so when you say like you at work is a bit overwhelming with the founding and everything, how do you feel about trying to understand? Do you think you were able to separate what is under your control and what is not under your control? Because your work involves a lot of, as you said, founding and government and a lot of things. So are you able into separating those two things? Like, are you good? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think that's part of the anxiety in that, because you feel responsible for your team and what they're experiencing and what I'm experiencing and what the kids experience. I feel that being a learning support coordinator, you get a bit of like advocacy burnout, because I'm quite passionate about that, and I see that I'm always going into bat, which tends to, for the kids and the parents, which tends to be, usually sometimes be against the school or against the teachers or that sort of thing. So
1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you think that understanding that what you can do and what you cannot, what doesn't depend on you, would be beneficial for you? Do you think that would be like to have that more clear on your mind? Would be a bit more beneficial? I don't know. It's just an insight. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Because you do feel like that tiredness, because every day you go to work, it's a battle.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes at the moment, it's just stuff that's out of my control.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. That's good. So I think we were able to identify a few goals here that you have. Like you identified that you need some time for yourself. Spending time with your animals, it's very beneficial for you, and I think that would be a very good start for you to do something that you can, perhaps ask for the time off and do something like straight away. And as we go, or sessions goes on, we can discuss more and you unpack a bit of that feeling regarding work for you, and we go from there. So I see you in a few weeks.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.